Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another episode of the Greatest Superstar Tournament. Man, I'm excited for this one, as I always am, because this is the greatest tournament going on around the world right now, in my opinion. Yeah, I may be biased in saying that, but it is the absolute truth, because you are getting the greatest superstars of all time, fighting it out. 96 superstar tournaments, trying to determine who is the absolute greatest of all time. The number one, number uno. Who's going to make history? Will it be Superfly Snuka? Only one way to find out. And you may question why I have put this man, Sami Zayn, in this tournament. He has been in WWE for 10 years already. Consistently made a name for himself. Always behind, always over with the crowd. The crowd loves him. He has done some amazing stuff, and he has well earned his name and place in this greatest superstar tournament. And here you go, folks. You see, right here, this is what I'm talking about. Crowd completely behind Sami Zayn right now. Wants him to get the victory over Superfly Jimmy Snuka. And Superfly Jimmy Snuka may not be liking that right now. Yeah, he may have been a face throughout his career in WWE. I think he was. I don't think he was ever heel. He may have been. I don't know. I don't care. But Superfly not taking that lightly. Certainly not happy with the fact that the fans are more behind Sami Zayn. A guy that's been in WWE for a hiccup, some would say. Not happy that the crowd is behind Sami more than a legend in Superfly Snuka. And Superfly going to the top rope already, maybe already thinking, nope, not the Superfly splash just yet. Realizes way too early to go for something like that. A tomahawk chop instead. Now going to the apron, what is on Superfly's mind? Getting Sami to get up, going to the apron, and what a shot! Thrust kick straight to the heart of Sami Zayn. And just going right at him, charging at him. So far, Sami Zayn has gotten zero momentum in this match. And that does not bode well for how much I was praising him. I admit, I'm not going to lie, folks. It's not looking good for Sami Zayn right now. But I still believe, look, Sami Zayn's got more heart than half the roster, more than half the roster. Current and past. See, and just like that, Sami Zayn can fight back. Because that's how much heart he has. That's how much his will to win is. Yes, he doesn't always come out on top. He does not, but he does not let that stop him. Does not allow that to stop his momentum. He'll always fight and fight and fight, no matter what. No matter the outcome. And he's proving that right here, right now. Just when you thought he was down and out, he fights back. Sami Zayn looking to target the leg of Superfly Snuka, making sure he maybe can't climb to that top rope for the Superfly splash later on. But just like that, with the clobbering clothesline to Sami Zayn. And then, oh! Was that a Superfly splash? Not technically. A middle rope Superfly splash, perhaps. But Superfly knows better than to go for the cover after that. Realizing that will not get the job done just yet, but a beautiful crossbody. Taking all the wind out of Sami Zayn. But that is not it just yet. Going to take a bit more than that. Maybe this. Maybe this. Going to the top rope. Is he thinking of it this time? Superfly splash to Sami Zayn. My goodness, with full force. But still a kick out. Still. That's what I'm talking about, Sami. That's what I've been boasting about. That's what I've been saying to all those haters, to all those doubters. You've got the heart to win this. Off the ropes. Springboard DDT. In with the cover on Superfly. Is that going to get the job done? No, it doesn't. But you got to keep going, Sami. Can't let it phase you. Do not let the noise get the better of you. Only the positivity. Stick to that. Stick to your principles. In with that exploder suplex into the corner. Straight into the cover. Does not want to give Superfly a moment. Just like that, Superfly still kicks out. Now Sami Zayn in a bit of control over Superfly with Haluva kick! Haluva kick! In with a cover! Has he got it? Has he done it? Has he done the impossible? But no! Jimmy Snuka still with the kick out. I legitimately, the number of superstars Sami Zayn has gotten rid of with that move. He kicked Superfly away, may have made a mistake not capitalizing on the momentum. In with the sleeper hold. Sleeper hold from Superfly. Is Sami Zayn going to pass out? No. And just like that, oh, and what a shot to the gut of Sami Zayn. I thought that may have winded him completely. Certainly took a little bit out of him. Oh, Bulldog from Sami. What a reversal. My goodness. Even I'm surprised. Not gonna lie, folks, going into this match, as much praise as I had for Sami Zayn, and how little I really liked Jimmy Snuka, I did not expect this kind of match. But Sami Zayn was taken out on the outside, thrown in the ring, Superfly splash again! Second time around! No, not again. Another one? Is he going for another one? And another one! Realized what he had to do! My goodness! The double factor, the trifecta technically by the end of it. That's what Superfly Jimmy Snuka had to do. He realized, even though it was the second one technically, he realized just one was not going to get the job done. He had to be absolutely sure. And in order to be absolutely sure, he had to go for a second one in a row. And he did with perfection. And that got the job done at the end of the day. Holy cow, what a match this was. I don't know how the next match is going to top this. I really do not. Because these two took each other to the absolute limit. Certainly a well-earned victory for Jimmy Superfly Snuka. He had to fight for that one. This Haluva kick got the job done so many times before. Not tonight though. 1, 2, 2.5, maybe 2 3/4. And I thought he was going to go for the pin after this. Decided against it. Went to the top rope. A second one in a row. And that is what helped to get the job done. And as we show the second round brackets now, folks, you will notice I went a little bit out of order for this next matchup, folks, for this episode, for a very specific reason. Because as you can see who we have in the next round, Randy Orton, Seth Rollins, that in my opinion is going to be a show stealer. Gonna be tough to beat this one, no doubt in my mind. This was great in its own right, but that I believe deserves the main event spot more. And with voices in his head, making his way down to the ring, wanting to be known, he definitely believes he is the greatest of all time, and rightfully so. The longevity of his career, everything he has done, despite back injuries, always come back bigger, better, badder than ever before. Will tonight be a different story though? Will he come out with the win? Only one way to find out. Randy Orton certainly has his work cut out for him though, because accompanied by the wise man Paul Heyman, it is Seth Freakin Rollins. What a shocker of a WrestleMania main event that was against Roman Reigns. But I mean, and CM Punk, but I mean, hell, he did something revolutionary. He is a visionary. He is Seth Freakin Rollins for a reason. Tonight's going to be the fight of his life with the VIPER. But man, he's got to be sure, he's got a trick up his sleeve to make sure he wins this one. There's not a single empty seat tonight. And rightfully so, understandably so. The caliber of these two superstars, no strangers to each other, no doubt about it, have fought each other many times before, once at WrestleMania even. Their history is unprecedented. Their history is known. And tonight, even if it's for one last time, we get a treat. Again, there's a reason why I've made this the main event, because I expect some amazing things from this matchup. Some interesting things nonetheless. I've always said you got to do what you got to do to come out on top. Do anything and everything. And you have to be sure that's exactly what Seth Rollins has up his sleeve. First of all, you've got the wise man in your corner at ringside, but you have to be sure in the back, there has to be lurking somewhere. Bronson Reed, Bron Breakker, superstars who are at any second looking and waiting for the signal to just jump in and interfere. But nice, beautiful technical wrestling between Seth Rollins and Randy Orton. Randy Orton choking the life out of Seth like the Viper he is. Let's not forget, Randy Orton can strike out of nowhere with that RKO. And that's all it takes, folks. That's all it frickin' well takes. Is an RKO out of nowhere, and that gets the job done. And Paul Heyman throwing in a chair in the ring. This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Paul Heyman trying to gain some interference in this match. Trying to distract the Viper. Oh, and off the turnbuckle went Randy. How protected was that turnbuckle? Because he got busted wide open. Might have even just missed the turnbuckle itself. There's a very small part that is unprotected by the turnbuckle, and very, very well may have been that Orton got grazed off of that. Now Orton with his back to Seth just fell short. Randy Orton still gets sidetracked by Paul Heyman. Maybe trying to confront him for throwing that chair in the match. Sharp elbow to that wound. But Randy Orton, just like that, still fighting back. In with the roll-up, but Seth Rollins underneath the ropes. Seth, I'm surprised, didn't wait for Orton to get out of the ring first. Didn't try and bait him in there. Randy Orton with the power, the strength, able to just drag Seth Rollins, hanging him over the ropes. But the Viper not done yet. Again, I think the Viper will only be done when that RKO strikes. If not the RKO, most certainly that punt kick. That's not brought out of his arsenal very often, but I'm pretty damn sure if Randy is going to listen to his voices at any point in time, it's in a match against Seth Freakin Rollins. And these two fighting on the outside. The referee executing his count. Let's not forget, we have seen count-out victories beforehand. Let's hope we don't see it in this match. If there's any match I do not want to see a count-out victory in, it is this one. These two superstars are way too good to win by count-out. And the referee at 7, maybe Seth Rollins looking for a count-out victory. I mean, not surprised, really. Seth, if anybody's going to try and get a count-out victory at a Seth. Referee at 9, but Randy Orton slides in just in time. And just like that, Seth Rollins capitalizing. Pedigree hits on Randy Orton, but his hand was underneath the rope, right by the ropes, way too close to it. Now Seth dragging Randy to... Oh, no way. It's LA Knight. We know that Seth has had history with LA. Is LA going to interfere? What's he doing? Distracting... Wait, there's LA Knight. He just walked around the ring. Where the hell did he come from? He's distracted Seth though, but clearly not long enough. Not long enough for Randy to be able to capitalize. That was weird. Go for the stomp. No, okay, out of nowhere. Maybe that's the reason why. That's why LA Knight distracted Seth. Distracted him long enough. Randy Orton capitalized with a second RKO. No freaking way. Oh, but I think Paul Heyman's distracting the ref. Paul Heyman's distracted the ref. That was over, folks. 2 RKOs in a row. That was damn well over. I mean, Paul Heyman dug down deep there. He had to. He absolutely had to. Off the LA Knight distraction, which cost Seth being able to hit the curb stomp. And then 2 RKOs in a row. Paul Heyman was desperate. He is the wise man for a reason. That was insane. What a sequence. What a freaking sequence. And now Randy has got to inflict more punishment on Seth if he hopes to get him down again for an RKO. And now Randy going to drag Seth a little bit. Give him a little bit of space. Oh, and no, Seth just like that to his feet. Randy saying, nah, in with a shoulder breaker. Holy damn. That's gotta hurt. And then turning, Seth landed on his feet. In with the roll up his throne, but also Randy again too close to the ropes. Shot to the back of Randy. Good spot to hit him in. And revolutionary knee. That may have cost Randy. That may have taken Randy out. In with the, is he? Another pedigree. Pedigree hits again on Randy Orton. In with the cover goes Seth. But a big kick out from the Viper. Holy damn. Again, there's a reason this match was put on in the main event of Smackdown on free TV. Curb stomp hits. After the pedigree, surely no way Randy's kicking out of this. Surely no way, but he does. What in the living damn hell? These two have now, well, technically Seth didn't kick out of the RKO, but a big frog splash followed up. But Randy has kicked out of Seth's curb stomp. No extra distraction needed. And the thing is that you have to understand is that LA Knight came out of his own fruition. That wasn't Randy's doing. Seth has made enemies, folks. And when you make enemies, you are going to be cost the match. And Randy Orton managed to escape that maneuver from Seth Rollins. Off the ropes, in with a sharp elbow to the face of Rollins. May have broken his nose. Could have busted it open, setting it up. RKO out of nowhere. And now, oh, Seth's hands under the ropes. Seth's hands under the ropes. But Randy gets the victory. That is a questionable call. Referee was clearly out of position. Didn't spot Seth Rollins' hand right at clear as day underneath the rope. That is incredible. What a finish. I suppose some would say, though, if anybody deserves to get screwed over, it's Seth Freakin Rollins. I mean, this was the RKO that hit. Randy Orton got the cover in, but Paul Heyman was busy distracting him. And let's not forget that LA Knight interfered in this match. Tried to cost Seth Rollins in the moment. Thought it did, quite frankly. Seth certainly didn't get to execute the curb stomp in that moment in time. But what a hell of a showing this was. And again, this is the curb stomp that did hit. And I thought that might have been it for Randy Orton. And Randy still somehow, some way, dug down deep. Managed to kick out. And then Seth didn't allow it to phase him that much. Went in for the frog splash. Paul Heyman like saying to the crowd, this should have been it. Should have been it. But Seth, they didn't even show the replay the second time around. Seth's hand was under the rope after the RKO. Nonetheless, regardless, the referee's decision is final. And we get to see in round 2, Randy Orton versus Superfly Jimmy Snuka. Still a well-earned victory. Questionable call nonetheless. Paul Heyman has to be absolutely livid at that. So does Seth Rollins. But what a hell of a victory that was. Randy Orton is well on his way to be able to make himself known as officially the greatest superstar of all time. But folks, with the VIPER, with a victory under his belt, that is all we have for tonight, folks. And I hope that you've enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed calling it, folks. If you did, do not forget to smash the like button, share the video, subscribe to my channel if you aren't already, turn the notification bell so you not miss a single episode of it to come. Keep tight, keep well, keep fighting the damn big fight, and I will see you next time.